You've been killing it in your nutrition, getting your workouts in, but all of a sudden your progress stalls, and no matter what you do, you can't seem to break that plateau. In today's video, I'm gonna go through everything you have to know about your weight loss plateau. First and foremost, what is a weight loss plateau? Well, a weight loss plateau is when you've consistently been following a nutrition protocol, a training protocol, and you've been, killing it on all cylinders. However, there is a time where it's about 2 to 3 weeks where your progress just stalls. So it's about 2 to 3 weeks where you're doing the same thing that you have been doing, and all of a sudden your progress just stops. You're on the first week of maybe the scale not going down. I wouldn't be concerned. If you're going on the third, the fourth week of your weight loss plateau, then I would be a little bit more concerned and I would dive in deeper. Weight loss is not linear. I talk about it all the time. Sometimes your scale weight can go up 2 pounds. You can go next week down 3 pounds. You can go up half a pound. You can go down 4 pounds the next week, right? So it's not linear, but you always want to see that downward progression like a lot of my clients do, A lot of my clients, when they first come to me, we have a drastic decrease in that scale weight. And that's because, we're getting rid of a lot of water retention. People are holding on to less inflammation in general, and then after that initial drop, we see the scale weight going down ever so slowly. And this is a really great thing because sustainable fat loss is slower and is progressive. Before we go any further, let me distinguish between a weight loss plateau and a fat loss plateau. So if you have a body recomposition goal, meaning that sure, you'd like the scale weight to go down ever so slightly, but your main concern is to lose fat specifically, but also see your shoulder definitions, maybe a little bit more cut in your legs, you see your abs showing, right? So that is a process of body recomposition, and that is strictly fat loss that you are concerned with. If you're at a point where you are crushing your nutrition, you are strength training, resistance training really frequently, and you're feeling stronger, but the scale weight is not going down, maybe it's even going up, do not panic. You are probably undergoing body recomposition. This is where tracking other forms of progress is vital. Just like I mentioned a few seconds ago, tracking your strength at the gym. Are you getting stronger or are you getting weaker? If you were getting weaker, that is not good because that would mean that you are probably losing some muscle mass in the process of losing fat, okay? Now, you wanna also take body photos. I suggest taking your photos at least once per week on an empty stomach after you go to the bathroom to see the consistent changes in your body. Body measurements are also a good way to track your progress around your waist, around your bust, around your thighs, but they can't always be super accurate. However, if your goal is just strictly weight loss, you're not really strength training, you're just maybe taking some steps and eating in a calorie deficit and you're not seeing the scale weight go down, well then yeah, you're probably in that weight loss plateau. First thing you have to understand that is happening is you're undergoing metabolic adaptation. So what that means is as you are losing weight, you are becoming lighter and you don't have as much mass to carry around. And as a result of that, your body is super duper efficient and actually lowers the amount of calories that you burn per day. So that BMR, your basal metabolic rate, will actually decrease. So your body is going to be burning fewer calories per day just because you lost weight, which in turn means if you are eating the same amount of calories, it might not be enough of a deficit because your body's metabolism has now adapted and is now lower. So technically your deficit calories that you've had for X amount of weeks now have to be reduced because your body's metabolism is now slower. And this is why I preach so hard on resistance training, strength training, because your body's metabolism will increase if you have more lean muscle. That takes us into point number 2. Your caloric intake is actually too high because your body underwent metabolic adaptation. And if you didn't adjust your calories to account for that metabolic adaptation, is probably why you are in that fat loss or weight loss plateau. Number 3, you may be retaining water, especially if you're relatively new to strength training. Your body will retain water to help with the recovery process. Fourth one is sleep, stress, and recovery. You are not sleeping well, you are are very, very stressed, maybe your family is going crazy, maybe your work is demanding a lot from you, your body is going to have an increase in cortisol and your body's going to want to hold on to the fat a little bit more. So if you find that you haven't been sleeping well, or if you've been particularly stressed within this weight loss plateau, trust me, just get a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep, do something for yourself and watch the scale weight go down, watch yourself just get ripped and more ripped because it's the stress and the sleep that is causing this plateau. Next, you may just need a change in programming or change in your intensity during resistance training. Something in your program needs to change. Our bodies are amazing. They adapt to whatever we give it, right? And so your body needs to maybe do heavier weights. Maybe you got to slow down your tempo. Maybe you have to do more reps, right? But that's something for you and your coach to discuss and for you to understand that can always be progressing in the gym. It's just a matter of knowing how to progress. Similarly, cardio is very adaptive to our body. So you're not going to be burning as many calories if you do, 20 minutes of cardio on the Stairmaster week 1 and same with week 3. Your body's actually going to burn less calories on week 3 because you've adapted to doing the 20 minutes of cardio. So maybe you have to increase your intensity while doing that 20 minutes or just increase the duration of your cardio, see more changes in your body. Now that we know the different factors that can cause this plateau, how do we change it? I'm going to give you 3 top tips. So number 1 is change your calorie intake. You're probably going to have to eat less calories than what you are consuming right now. However, I don't want you to jump from, eating 1,800 calories to eating like 1,200 calories. No, try to just change the types of different foods that you're eating. So if you're used to eating a lot of white rice or refined carbohydrates, try to incorporate a little bit more non-starchy vegetables, maybe even more protein. The second tip is to switch up your program or, take your reps a little bit slower, slow down that tempo like I mentioned, maybe increase reps, do another set of your exercises. There has to be something that you could be doing a little bit better within your workout that can make your progress a lot more efficient. The third tip ties into the first one is to take a look at your macro split. I mean, your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. Maybe you can actually just increase the amount of protein you are eating, maybe decrease the carbs slightly and keep your fats the same. It will keep you more full, more satiated because protein takes the longest to digest in your body. It also has the highest thermic effect of food, meaning that you actually burn a little bit more calories digesting protein than you do carbs and fat. But also take a look at your nutrient intake. Are you eating whole, nutrient-dense foods? Are you consuming a lot of artificial colors, a lot of artificial sweeteners, like I mentioned, refined carbohydrates? If so, switch that up and see your body change. That's it for me, guys. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye!